Welcome back to part 2 of the backdrop sign. You should have your sign all taped together. It printed in 4 pieces and it's all taped together as one. What I'm doing now is securing it onto my wood so I can trace it out and start cutting. Now I'm using tape. You can use whatever you like to get it secure, just something that is not gonna stick too hard, because after you trace it, you still want to be able to get the paper off easily. And I use tape also because it'll lay flat. I'm just folding my tape. I'm not using double-sided tape because I find that the double-sided tape is pretty harsh on the paper. So I'm using regular tape, just rolling it up onto itself and using that to secure this design that we worked so hard in the previous video. If you haven't seen the previous video, please go back and watch. I do apologize. I tried to make it one video, but the voiceover did not work out and it ended up not teaching at the right time. The voiceover was not in line with the video, so it just didn't work. So this is our sign and I'll show you how I cut this out. This is a scroll saw. I introduced to you a scroll saw. I say that because I had to introduce myself to it. I borrowed this from a friend so I could use it because I don't have one, never used one. This is my first time, and you're going to see my struggle, not as bad as it was. I watched this video and after editing, it makes it look so much easier, like I know what I'm doing, but I promise you, it was such a pain to figure out and get it all done, especially at this time of the day. But here I am just trying to make things work and figure out all the parts to it. That little black snake thing on the side, I didn't know how to position it so it'll blow off all the sawdust that's coming off the wood. And I would even blow it myself with my breath to get it out of the way until I figured it out on the second sign. And the reason I attach how I did the second sign is because at that point I figured out how to do it and it makes it easier for me to explain. So we're learning this together. You're going to use your drill to put holes because the sign doesn't have open ends. It's a closed sign, so you need to drill holes in all the places that are enclosed. See where the B's are, those D shapes that are inside the B, you'll have to drill holes in there. The letter O, you need a hole in there, and that is what I did, just so you can. I'm showing you here that I decide to make that B straight and not cut through it because I realized that it's so much harder to have to cut all that. So I'm changing position to figure out how to just install the saw, and you can see I've tried and tried and tried so many times and I still haven't figured out how to just simply insert this blade so it'll work for me. Of course, I broke several blades. I forgot there that I had to insert it through the hole first before putting it in, twisting it on, and then trying to cut the wood. But you'll see towards the end how I'm able to figure it out and get it all done. But honestly, it was tough getting it done. If you're intimidated, I say just take a leap and do it, because once you do it, you are going to be so proud of yourself. I was so proud of the work I did, and I'm so excited to use all these signs for my backdrops in the future. But I'm here just cutting everything out. I'm slowly getting a hang of things and figuring out how to cut all the shapes, how to get it running and smooth. But I swear, you see me in different clothes there, it's because I broke all the blades that I could use and it was already late at night. I couldn't get any more, so I had to just take a break from it and come back a couple of days after, once I had gotten all the blades for it. But I'm back at it, determined to get this sign done. I'm actually making 2 signs in this video. I did them different times, but at the end you see how much fun it is. You just have to do it. You have to try it out. Don't be intimidated. I would definitely link down everything I use in the description below. This board I got for $10 at Home Depot, and it enabled me to make 2 signs. There you have it, our Oh Baby sign. We just dust it off and get to painting. I cannot wait. I have some shimmer paint and it turns out absolutely beautiful and vibrant, and I just love it. Please try it out. Send me pictures on my Instagram. Now let's take a break. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab water if you like, and let's cut our second sign. I'm doing the same thing I did on the Oh Baby sign, just in the parts that are enclosed, the parts of the S and the O that close. So here I have 2 blades. Of course, I stocked up on some blades. The thin one is the one I used to cut the Oh Baby sign, but this time I decide to use the thicker one, and I tell you, it makes such a difference just knowing what blade to use. And this cut smoother, it cut faster. Maybe part of it is at this point I kind of figured out what everything was, especially that snake looking thing on the side. I just positioned it and it was able to just blow everything out of the way. Now you see, I unclamp the top, twist to loosen the blade, so you hook it up to install. At the bottom there's a little piece that holds it. Fit it in that part that you push down, twist on opposite sides to clamp the blade in place, and then that black knob on the top of the scroll saw just holds everything steady so it doesn't move, the blade doesn't move, and you're able to cut smooth. One thing that kept coming to my mind as I was doing it reminds me so much of sewing. Like, you have your material and the saw in this case is a needle, and you're guiding your material, which is the wood, through the machine, through the sewing machine to cut. That's exactly how I felt. But you see, I just figured it out. This sign is definitely easier to cut but more delicate because it has a lot of thin parts to it, but it was way faster, way smoother than the Oh Baby sign. I hope you really try this out. It ends up being so much fun. So we are cutting this out. I decided to just go ahead and use up the wood I had so that I get it over with, especially since a friend of mine gave me the scroll saw to use. So here I am changing out the blade. You have to insert it through the hole, hook it up to the bottom part, then slide that, you get it where it hooks up, slide the bottom part on, you twist opposite directions to clamp it down, hold that clamp, and then get to cutting. It sounds so easy, but it definitely took such a hard time. I had trouble with the S and realized I could just cut another hole with the tip I gave you earlier when you have the O's, and you just insert that saw like you would any other letter, or in this case I just cut through to the O, which made it easier to navigate around. There are other scroll saws that you can use that cut front and back, and some even that would cut long ways where you don't have to, they cut in both directions. You just have to change the direction of your blade. This one cuts in one direction, so I'll show you in a bit how I have to twist around. I think I did already, where it didn't fit along and I had to cut across. Here we are painting again, and we're all done pretty much. You just watch me paint this one. I thought I was gonna run out of the paint, so I used the other one I had first and then put the one I really wanted over the top, but it ended up being the same. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below. Maybe if you have any other tips for me, comment down below on what you have. And why not try this sign out? You can make your last name, which I'm planning to do for our house. You could do your first name, just whatever you like. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed.